Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Good morning.
Welcome to Rockpointe Children's Ministry.
Online.
Online, that's right. You know, Miss Sandy, it's good to see you. How you doing today?
I am good. How was your week?
It was good, man. You know what? The weather was nice. Got a chance to get
hot.
outside. Yep. Got a chance to go golfing. Had some fun with some friends.
Nice.
Yep. It was good. How about you?
You know what? I don't golf. I appreciate the grounds, but it's kind of a walk wasted in my mind. But that's okay. Sorry, I know people like golf. I get it.
It's a good game. It's a fun game.
Okay. For some people, it's a good game. What I do this week, let's see, I don't know. I did some gardening.
Oh, there you go.
It's sad when it gets to be the end of summer because stuff starts to be done. I had to rip out a bunch of things and pull out some tomatoes that weren't working so well. And
out with the old and in with the new.
And, yeah, it's okay.
We got some rain. That's good.
Yes, my grass was thankful for that.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. I hope all of you guys had a great week this week. I know we only have a couple weeks left before it's back to school time.
I know.
Woo!
I know. This is crazy.
The weirdest summer ever. That's for sure.
Yes, that's right.
That is for sure. Well, you know what? So we figured we were going to do something this morning that we haven't done in a long time.
Yeah, I almost forgot about doing these, but maybe the kids have been wondering how come we haven't done them in a while, so it's probably time we do something.
Yep, so we've done some Q&A, we've done a bunch of this stuff, but this time we're going to get everybody involved, and we're going to do some Would You Rathers.
Would You Rathers, that's right. So you that are sitting on your couch, get up.
You got to get on up. Ooh, that's a song. Get on up.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's a song. Yeah. All right,
yes,
get on. And parents, you can do it too.
That's right.
Right? It's for all kids and kids at heart. Yes.
Yep.
So you get on up. You ready? We're going to do kind of summer theme, Would You Rather, right?
Summer theme.
Summer theme.
Yep.
All right,
we
so
get
this.
to pick two?
What's that?
We get to pick two?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, of course.
Ready.
But if you guys don't know how the game Would You Rather works, is we're going to give you two different things. Would you rather do this or that? And you have to pick one.
You have to pick. You can't stand in the middle and say, ooh, I want to do both. No,
That's right.
The kids will tell you have to pick.
Because if they're both terrible options, you got to pick.
still got to pick.
If they're both awesome options,
you got to pick one.
Got to pick one.
Yep.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, how about we start out? How about this? All right, you ready?
Yep.
Would you rather go swimming in a pool, or start over here? A pool or go swimming in a lake?
Oh, pool.
Pool
is
or lake.
clean.
And when I mean lake, we're talking like Great lakes, right?
Oh.
So
well, that's
pool
different.
Or lake.
Pool or lake.
Ready?
Yep.
Go. Pick it up. I'm thinking that our folks at home are split 50-50.
I'll bet they are too. I'd like to say pool, because usually, it's been bleached and it's clean.
Yeah.
But, like, the Great Lakes are pretty cool.
They are pretty cool.
Even though they're a little cold.
They have little waves, little sandbars.
You know what I like? I like when you go out in the Great Lakes and you can see your toes through the water, and there's those rocks, like when it's really clear, see all the rocks and their different colors and stuff.
That is kind of cool.
So cool.
All right. I like that.
I do too.
All right, so we're going to stick with that kind of water theme. How about this?
Okay.
So now we're thinking pool, right? So, or we're thinking water. So would you rather, if you have a pool, would you rather go down the slide or off of a diving board?
Woohoo! Like
like a big cannonball.
Yeah, cannonball. Boom. That's what I thought.
Yep. So you guys ready? Right. Slide.
Or
diving
board.
Diving board. You ready? Go.
Go. Have you ever jumped off a diving board and you do a belly smacker? Like when you're not real good at diving it, you go bam right at. Ugh.
Well, we were just at friends of ours who just got a pool put in, and we may have jumped in the water, and all of us guys did a cannonball, and
at the same time.
Yeah, it might have got one of our friends kind of wet while she was just kind of putting her toes in there. It might have happened.
I'm sure it did. Anyone who says I'm just going to put my toes in,
I know it. Yeah, it kind of happened.
Right. You should never tell that you're just going to stick your toes in.
It's a hard one because slides are totally fun.
Slides are super cool.
Right, but jumping a diving board is also pretty darn fun.
You know what I don't like when you go down the slide and you stick because it's not quite wet enough. Like you're the first one down. And
you get that little
mark on your leg.
That's not good.
But slides are cool, especially if they turn like this.
That is kind of cool.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to switch over from like activity stuff to eating.
Okay, let's eat.
All right. All right. Are you ready? Now, this might be the toughest one of all. Toughest
one of all. Okay.
Would you rather have potato chips? Ooh, I don't care what flavor either. Potato
Okay.
chips or Doritos. Doesn't matter what flavor.
Oh.
Potato chips or Doritos. Go, go, go.
I'll bet you the kids pick one and the parents pick the other one.
I would bet you too. I'm going to go parents for potato chips, kids Doritos. Is
What
that
would
what
you
you're
pick?
going?
That's what I was thinking.
Potato chips.
Potato,
for
me
sure.
too.
Oh, I'm
Yep.
a potato chipaholic.
Yep. I like the Ruffles. I like those.
Oh, yeah.
I like straight up chips. I like
Yep.
kettle chips are good.
I think the funniest thing ever on a bag of potato chips is like 12 servings. And you're like,
That's right.
no.
How about two?
No, yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Two.
no. Nobody's
Yeah.
ever like went, here's 4 chips. Here's a serving.
Yeah, who's eating 4 chips?
No one.
Someone who found those maybe is eating 4
No
chips.
one.
No.
And Doritos got so many flavors now.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They have some crazy ones. but
I still like
yeah.
the old-fashioned one,
Me too.
the old taco flavor one.
Those are hard to find.
They're hard to find, but they
But
taste
they're
good. All right, you ready for another
Okay,
one?
yes, I'm-
All right, here we go. You ready? All right, how about this? Would you rather have cookies or brownies?
Ooh.
Cookies or brownies?
That's a new
Go,
one.
go, go! We have not done that yet.
We have
What's
not
yours?
done that yet.
Cookies or brownies?
Cookies.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm a cookie person.
You have a specific cookie?
specific cookie. Like my favorite cookie?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Truth be told, those cookies you just made were phenomenal.
Aw, thank you.
Yeah, you
That
gave me
was
one for
nice.
me and one for my wife, and I ate both of them. I didn't mean to. I just sat there and I was eating it, and I thought, I did not even get to take one home for my wife.
That's funny.
They were so delicious.
Well, thank you.
That was very good.
Thank you.
I'm more of a
Again.
cookie person than a brownie.
Yeah,
person,
me too. I could do without the brownie.
Yeah.
I don't really care about brownies very much.
My kids would both go to brownies.
Would they?
Yes. Yes,
Yeah, no, I like
100%.
them. You know what? I have this new cookie recipe to try. It's actually Honeycutt's forwarded it to me. It's chocolate chips and bacon,
Ooh,
right?
that sounds awesome.
So if I make those, I'm bringing them in.
Oh,
I'll
I
give you
will.
some.
I will be
Yeah.
your guinea pig and eat them. That's for
I'll
sure.
hold you it.
That sounds delicious, actually.
Because we don't need a whole batch. That's the problem with cookies at my house now. There's just Jeff and I home, and so we make cookies, and we only need, like this many.
Yeah.
But a batch makes, 4 or 5 dozen, and then I'm stuck. So it's a terrible problem to have.
It is. Well, here's what we can do is once we get back to going to church again live in here,
Yes.
we're going to all start to send emails and text messages to Miss Angie on Friday and Saturday going, you should really bake today. And then you'll bring all the extras on Sunday morning.
That's right. You can have
See
taste
that?
testers.
Yes.
This could be a good gig for new
All right,
recipes.
so if you think
There we
about
go.
this, write in the comments, like right below there, what kind of cookies you want.
You look like a YouTube
I know, right there,
influencer.
right there.
Right there.
Yeah, I know. Hit the bell, subscribe to the channel. No, right there, write down what kind of cookie
Like
you want.
and subscribe and
I'm curious to
whatever
see how
else
many
is-
people actually write something down there.
I dare them to do it.
You dare them to write down what
I
kind of
do.
cookie. All right, you ready for the last one?
Yes.
Okay, all right, here we go. Would you rather have ice cream?
Yes.
You don't know the alternative.
Ice cream is awesome.
All right,
Who
but this
doesn't
is
want ice
kind
cream?
of close, right? Would
Okay.
you rather have ice cream or frozen custard?
Oh, like Irma's?
Like Irma's.
Oh,
What's that other one? There's another one on Garfield, too, that's pretty good.
frozen custard?
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know.
I can't remember the name of it. We always end up going to Irma's, but
I don't know this other one.
I don't know.
Another custard
They
place.
got that
of
Philly
which you
ice thing
speak.
over there on Garfield, too.
Oh, and I've yet to be
Rita's,
there.
that's pretty good.
Yeah, I heard it's good.
So, ice cream, frozen custard. Go, go, go!
Go! What would you pick?
You know what?
What?
I believe frozen custard has less calories, and I'm old and I'm concerned about that.
Does it
I
really?
believe it
I'm
does.
surprised.
I know.
We should seriously look that up.
All right. All right, we will look it up.
Because
But I
knowing
think
that, I mean, we
I
should go
think
more often.
but they both have such different things. One's a little creamier, I think, than the other. One stays colder for a little while longer. I don't know. That's a hard one.
Yeah, that's true. Frozen custard kind of melts really fast too.
It does.
Like you get on a cone, you go lick
Yeah,
it
really
fast.
fast.
It kind
Yes.
of swoops all down. And
Yes. But it's so good, though.
I know.
They're both very good.
I know.
I'm curious to see what a family's like. I think a lot of them went ice cream. I just got a feeling.
I don't know.
I think they did.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, that was fun, man. We haven't done that in a long time.
I know we haven't.
So I think we got our bodies up and moving a little bit. So how about this? How about now?
Since you're already standing.
Since we're already standing, we do some worship.
Awesome.
Ready?
Yep.
All right,
ready.
let's do it.
Let's go.
All right, boys and girls, wherever you are, stand with us in worship. Yeah. Our God knows exactly what I need. So I remember this. Let's go! When you ask, He's there. When you seek, He's there. When you knock, 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 God opens up the door. When you ask, He cares. When you seek, He's there. When you knock, 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 God opens up the door.
Loving that worship. Love that worship.
Yep, every time.
Man, you know what? I do think it, like we talked about last week and a couple weeks ago too, that, boy, it really gets your heart ready for the message. Now, if you remember last week, right? That wasn't that long ago. Right. Last week, still in the book of Genesis.
Still in the book of Genesis.
Yes.
For Pete's sakes, when are we going to get on to the next book?
Well, I have a funny feeling next week things might change a little bit.
All right.
But Genesis is a big book.
It is.
And we have had the summer of Genesis, really.
Right,
but we've dug in deep to different stories and different aspects of each one of those scriptures. So it's kind of cool. So if we remember last week, we talked about Joseph.
Yes.
But we stopped at a certain point. So how about you want to recap last week?
Sure. So last week we talked about, we kind of introduced Joseph.
Yeah. So
and we showed that he came from a big family.
Yes. Abraham, Isaac, then Jacob or Israel. Yes. Right, was his other name. Right. And one of his kids was Joseph. Yes.
Yep. And all the brothers. And the father made it very obvious that Joseph was the favorite.
Yep. Made him that nice coat.
I know. And none of the other brothers got a cool coat.
Yeah.
Which, as a parent, it's hard, it's hard to do that. You should just do 50-50 all the time and then everybody's happy.
Yep.
There we go. So anyway, Joseph was the favorite. And the other brothers, as you can imagine, didn't think that was so good.
Yep.
They didn't love that. And they ended up being kind of extreme with how much they didn't like that because they decided to get rid of Joseph.
Yes.
Which usually isn't what we do with our siblings. We
That's
don't,
right.
Sell them off or throw them in a pit or things
when you think of Joseph, you think of dreams, right? You think of his dreams and all those things.
Right.
And you remember his dreams from last week where
his
brothers and then even his mom and dad were going to bow down to him and all that stuff. Nope.
But here Joseph has this idea in his mind that that's what's going to happen, something great, and then all these bad things happened, and then we stopped the story.
Yep, we stopped the story after the brothers threw him in a pit and then said, ooh, maybe we shouldn't have thrown him in a pit. How about we just sell him into slavery in Egypt instead?
Right. And then lie.
And say, I don't know what he died. Some animal got to him, right?
Is that horrible?
It is terrible.
It is horrible. So what about these dreams?
Well, then it ended.
Still haven't happened yet.
Well, it ended.
That was the end of last week.
That's right.
So much for those dreams.
That's right. Well, as we learned from the big idea last week, that sometimes God's promises take time. Right?
Yep.
So we are going to pick up this week right as he is going off into slavery in Egypt.
Yes.
So we had a great video to look at.
Yes, I love these videos.
And then we have a couple of our Old Testament experts to help fill in the blanks a little bit.
Yes, we do. And they know what they're talking about.
Oh, they're pretty smart.
Yes.
All right. Well, how about we send it to the video?
All right. Let's go.
The Faithful Hall of Fame. Joseph. This is Joseph.
Hey!
Who was the son of Israel and Rachel. He was his father's favorite, so his brothers hated him and sold him into slavery. You see, Joseph was taken to Egypt, and Potiphar, one of the Pharaoh's officials, bought him for his household. God was with Joseph, and he did well in Potiphar's house. Potiphar saw that God made everything Joseph did a success. So he put Joseph in charge of his whole house.
Yeah!
And God blessed Potiphar's house because of this. Potiphar's wife saw how well Joseph was doing in the house, and she wanted to make him do bad things. Joseph ran away from her because he wanted nothing to do with someone who would try to make him do the wrong thing. This made Potiphar's wife angry, and she wanted to be rid of Joseph. So she lied and made Potiphar believe that Joseph had done the bad things that she wanted him to do. Potiphar burned with anger against Joseph and sent him to prison. While Joseph was in prison, again, he did well, and the warden soon made him responsible for all that was done there. God was with Joseph and gave him success in whatever he did. When 2 full years had passed, Pharaoh was having unsettling dreams. Pharaoh did not understand his dreams, so he sent for Joseph. Pharaoh asked Joseph to tell him the meaning of his dreams. With God's help, Joseph told Pharaoh that the dreams told of what could come in the future, and he explained all the dreams to the Pharaoh. Pharaoh believed that what Joseph was saying was true. He trusted Joseph as a wise man, and he put him in charge of the land of Egypt, of Pharaoh's palace, and of all his people.
It's starting now.
What?
It's starting. The video's starting.
It is. It's not green.
It's a red light.
The
Remember I
little
told
light.
you?
No,
It's the
you
red
said
light.
green for go, red for not go.
That's the traffic light.
Oh.
This is not a traffic light.
Oh.
This is a video camera. The red is
Is
go.
it on?
So let's go. It's on.
Oh, how's my hair?
It looks
It's,
fine.
you know, because it's hot out here,
It
Maury.
always
It's
looks
humid,
fine.
and that makes the hair look kind of curly.
It's fine.
Is
You
it
look
curly?
beautiful.
You're not even looking. How's
It's
it look?
curly and it's beautiful.
Is it-
Let's go.
Oh, thank you,
Okay,
Maury.
welcome back, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome back. My name is Maury,
And I'm Esther.
and we're the Old Testament experts.
That's right.
That's right, and we're here to talk about, it's like that video they just saw. We're here to talk about Joseph.
Yes, but there's more to that story.
There's more to that story.
Yes.
But you know what catches me about this story?
What's that?
Joseph finds himself in a very weird predicament.
Oh, this is true. And even after he had all those dreams,
That's right.
saying something good was going to happen, but it was not happening.
Well,
All the bad was
do you remember the
happening.
brothers got mad? They threw him in a pit.
Yes, they
And
did.
they said,
They
"Wait."
should not do that.
And one brother says, I don't know, that seems kind of harsh.
It
How about
was.
we just sell him into slavery instead? I never got that. Doesn't
Also
seem as harsh.
harsh.
So then they sell him into slavery. But guess what? He works so hard that everybody says, hey, this
Yes.
guy's pretty good.
That's right.
So he ends up getting bought up with this guy named Potiphar. Remember? We just saw
Potiphar.
another video. Potiphar.
Potiphar, bless
Yes.
you.
Oh, no, that's the man's name. Oh, very funny. Very funny. We're trying to do a serious Bible thing here.
Excuse me,
Okay.
I got verklempt from that funny joke.
So he goes to Potiphar's house. There's bugs out here. You're right. It's very, very
It's
hot and
humid
muggy.
and buggy.
Anyway, so he goes to Potiphar's house. He does such a good job because God's hand was on him. He had a
That's
plan.
right.
He did so well. Potiphar said, you're in charge of my whole house, which made his wife kind of mad.
Yes.
Right? And then she did
She was
some...
not a good woman.
She was not a good
No,
woman.
no,
Nope.
she was not.
She was not raised well. That's
No.
for sure.
No.
So then she gets him in trouble. Boom, he's in jail. Next thing you know, here comes the dream thing.
Oh,
He meets a
those
cupbearer. He
dreams
meets a
were
few other folks.
crazy.
Then
Mhm.
he does so well in the jail. They put him in charge of the jail, even though he's a
That's
prisoner.
right. Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
It
but,
is.
but God's hand is in it.
Yes,
because
it was.
then Pharaoh starts having the weird dreams.
Those were some weird dreams.
Yes.
I mean, let's think about this for a moment.
What?
When have you ever seen 7 fat cows
Never.
be eaten by 7 skinny cows?
Never.
I think maybe Potiphar had some bad soup, like a
Oh, could
rotten
be.
matzo ball or
Could be.
something.
Could
Something
be.
gave him
'Cause
that
that's-
indigestion in his stomach, and that
That's
caused
right.
him to have weird dreams.
That's right. It sounds real. And then he had
It
the
does,
one with
it
the
does.
wheat. The stalks of wheat, a big healthy stalk of wheat, and then
Yes.
a dying stalk of wheat comes and eat the other wheat. I do not know that wheat even eats. It
no,
makes no
it
sense.
does not eat, Mari. You are right.
That's
Wheat
right.
is not eating other wheat.
It makes no sense to us.
No.
But guess who it made sense
Ah,
to?
God.
That's right.
And Joseph, they know.
That's right.
That's
So they
right.
said, hey, I know somebody can interpret these crazy dreams.
Mhm.
Go get Joseph.
Mm-hmm.
And that is where we're at now.
That's where we're at, because that
That's
video
right.
didn't do the whole story. There's
That's
more.
right. Because Joseph said, the fat cow thing, that means plenty of food for 7 years. And then the skinny cow means famine for 7 years.
Famine is like when, for the little children that don't know,
So it means
famine is like there's no food.
Yes.
No Cheerios, no sandwich,
Nothing.
no ice cream, no chips, no Doritos.
Nothing's
no
gonna grow. Nothing.
Sausage or bacon. I wish we could have bacon.
I know, I like bacon.
It smells good.
It
No
does smell
food
good.
at all. Nothing to eat.
Nothing to eat. So
No.
lots of food followed by nothing to eat. And Joseph said, hey, we should start preparing for this. And Pharaoh said, that's a really good idea.
It was a good idea.
I'm putting you in charge.
Ah,
Guess
see?
what? That's exactly what happened.
Yes.
The famine hit. And now we're left with the rest of the story.
That's right. So the famine hit,
That's
and
right.
there was nothing to eat
Nope.
anywhere. Even way back with Joseph's brothers.
They lived in Canaan.
That's right.
That's
yes,
right.
that's right. They lived there, and they didn't have food either.
No,
No, they didn't.
but guess
And
what?
they were hungry, but they knew.
Guess who had the food?
Yes, Joseph.
That's right. The Egyptians had the food because they saved up all that stuff because of the God gave Joseph the smarts. And so they saved up all that food so all the other areas could come
You know what? I'm getting hungry,
to Egypt to
Maury.
get their food. But we
Talking
got time.
about food, I'm getting hungry.
Let's
Do you
finish.
think when we're done, we could go down to that deli on 4th and Main and
Yes.
get one of those pastrami on
Yes.
rye with that good mustard they
That's
have?
good.
The good. Ooh,
You
I'm
do that?
getting so
I'm going with
hungry.
the cheese splints. Now, how about we read the Bible story?
Oh yeah.
Let's
Okay.
go.
Oh,
You
me?
got it this time.
Okay.
We're
Yeah,
going
I
to go
do.
from Genesis 45.
Genesis
That's right.
45. You know what? I brought out the kids' Bible
That's a good
this
Bible.
time because look, let me show you from here. Look at the big words.
Well, that's big. You
Isn't that great?
don't even need the big glasses.
The
or
words are so
Yes,
big. I
that's
don't
good.
need the magnifying glass
No.
this time. Just the readers
Just
to
read
see.
it. Let's go. We
It's
only
great.
got so
Oh.
much time.
Oh,
Let's
that's
go.
right. I don't want to miss the lunch special.
Let's go.
You get free soup if you get there before noon.
I've dealt with this for a long time. Let's go.
Ah, you're so lucky, Maury. Okay. After that, it says Joseph. Oh, wait. We start a little bit. So the brothers,
Yes.
they came to Egypt to ask for food.
That's right, because they were
And that we're
starving.
here.
That's right.
Yes,
They came
that
to
we're
Egypt
here.
to get the food.
Joseph couldn't control himself anymore in front of his attendants, the people helping him.
That's right.
He cried out, "Have everyone leave me!" So there wasn't anyone with Joseph. When he told his brothers, here it comes, are you ready? When he told his brothers who he was.
That's right. You're probably thinking, this is when he's going to give it to him.
Oh, that's right. He's going to say, "Ha! You want some food? No soup for you," like that guy in the corner.
That's right.
When you don't order right, you don't get soup.
That's
You
right.
get no soup,
That's right.
not even a chunk of bread to dip
That's
in
right.
it. You get nothing.
The same people that sold them into slavery are now coming to beg for food. Right? But guess
Silly
what
them.
happens?
Well, I'll tell you.
Okay.
It says, here we are. Joseph wept so loudly that the Egyptians heard him. Everyone in Pharaoh's house heard. Joseph said to his brothers, here it comes, "I am Joseph. Is my father still alive?" But his brothers weren't able to answer. They were too afraid. And
I bet you.
justifiably so, do not
That's
you
right.
think?
I do believe
Oh,
if I treated my brother like that, I'd be a little afraid.
from your lips to God's
Yes.
ears, I'm telling you. Let's see what happens. Joseph said to his brothers, come closer." So they did. Then he said, "I am your brother Joseph, the one you sold into Egypt. But don't be upset. Don't be angry with yourselves because you sold me here."
That's right.
Because you sold me. It's
That's
terrible.
right.
We don't sell people.
No, we don't do that.
Oh, hey. God sent me ahead of you to save many lives. For 2 years now, there hasn't been enough food in the land. And for the next 5 years, there won't be any either.
That's right.
No, oh,
Just like the dream.
just like the
That's
dream.
right.
The 7, 2, 5 is 7. That's
That's
easy
right.
math. Good thing we're not back to school yet.
That's good.
Ah, okay. But God sent me ahead of you to keep you alive here on earth. He sent me here to save your lives by an act of his mighty power.
Isn't that something?
God is so amazing.
He is
So then
good.
you see, it wasn't you who sent me here, it was God.
Aha, that's it. Right
There
there,
it
that's
is.
it.
That's right. He made me like a father to Pharaoh. He made me master of Pharaoh's entire house. God made me ruler of the whole land of Egypt.
Isn't that something?
Isn't that
So
something?
instead of being mad at his brothers,
Oh.
he says, guess what? What you meant for bad, God used for good.
That's right.
And gave
He
us a
did.
big purpose. And because of that, we got through all this, and people are getting fed because of everything that you did. See, crazy.
Can you imagine
I could
how
not
he must
imagine.
have felt? I mean, I think I would have been a little mad.
That's right.
And so that's what you get.
But God had a plan.
Yes, he
Because
did.
even 13 years later,
Mhm.
God's plan was coming in motion.
13, yeah, we've been
13
married
years.
just like we've been married, Maury. 13 good years.
Esther, we've been married for 59 years. 60 this September.
13 of them have been good.
Oh, that's not right. Esther, that's not funny. That's what you get. That's what you
Go
get.
on.
But this brings us
Pardon me.
to the big idea.
Yes,
This
here it comes.
wraps it all up.
We're going to show it on
One,
the screen.
2,
thingy.
3.
There it is.
God keeps his promises
Isn't that the truth, Maury?
all the time. Every day, all the time. We've learned a couple things. Sometimes it takes time.
Oh, isn't
Right.
that the truth?
There's lots of different things.
Mhm.
God promises a lot of stuff, but he always keeps them. Isn't
Yes.
that right?
That's right. He always keeps his
That's
promises. And so we have to be patient.
That's right.
But you got to be careful when you pray for patience because you know what happens, Maury.
I
You
do.
pray for patience and you get sitting behind that guy in traffic and then
right.
you get mad.
Well, that's
So
why
don't be praying for patience.
I pray for patience for you. Not
For
for me. For you.
I'll take it.
That's right. All right, let's send it back to the whippersnappers, okay?
All right, those young whippersnappers.
All
We'll
right.
see you next time.
We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
What are you going to eat again?
Oh, I'm going to get the pastrami on
That's
rye
good.
with the
That's
good
good.
mustard.
I like the,
Yeah,
I
me
like the
too.
good mustard.
Me too.
Good story.
Yes. it
Good
is.
story. Again, I love the cartoons, but I also love the commentary from our friends Maury and
I
Esther.
do too. I'm glad when they're here because, you know, it's always good to have some Bible experts on hand to
Oh,
share
yeah.
some wisdom and things like that.
Yeah, they're a little cranky sometimes, but they know what they're talking about.
Yes, that's true. They do.
Yep, they do. Well, you know, it got me thinking as they were talking about all the stuff that we learned this month. So this month we focused on God's promises.
Yes.
Right, and we started this month with Adam and Eve, right? And our first promise was our first big idea, which was God promises to fix the broken.
Right. We talked about sin
Yes.
entering in the world and all that.
And God promised to fix it, which is pretty darn awesome.
Yeah.
Right? Then we focused on Noah and the flood, and that God promises us mercy.
That's right.
Right? And then we talked about Abraham, and we talked about God's promises being sometimes for now and for later.
Later. Yes.
Right. And then last week we talked about Joseph, which we already talked about, brings us to today's big idea, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah. It
You
fits
know,
with last week's.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think that, you know, the one thing that we've learned this month is that God promises us stuff, and he never breaks those promises.
No.
Right? And without those promises, boy, our lives just wouldn't be the same.
Right.
If we didn't have
Agree.
that permanent fix to our brokenness through Jesus, none of this makes any sense, to be honest with you.
No.
Right?
I know.
And gives us zero purpose and zero hope.
Wow.
And but with Jesus, not only do we have purpose, but boy, we are given hope, and that is the best.
Yes. Can you imagine without any of that? Just would be a big bummer.
No? And that is why we do what we do, as well as all our families do. We do so that we can show the love of God to others, so that they can fall in
Right.
love with Jesus just like
Right.
us. And so then internally they can get that same hope.
Like a ripple effect.
Oh,
you know, Like when
absolutely.
you throw a stone in either your pool or your lake.
Yeah.
And it goes out and out and out because it maybe, you know, you share information with one person and then they share Jesus with another person and you just never know
Yep.
how it's going to go from your initial toss.
Yeah, it's pretty neat, isn't it?
Yep.
Yep. And I love this story too, because it does show a lot of aspects of Joseph, because I don't know about you. I think as Moria was saying, if I was Joseph, that would have been hard to be kind to my brothers.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, because he had every opportunity to go, y'all can starve.
Right? But I think he remembered how God took care of them and had mercy on him, because he didn't always act the greatest either. He was a little bit arrogant and all those kind of things when he was younger. But God used that and turned it into something else, and he gave his brothers and his family that same chance too, and gave them mercy. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's right. I
So
know.
it's time to do some questions, Miss Angie, to make sure everybody was listening. You got the questions ready?
I do.
Okay.
I have the questions ready, so let's take a look.
All right.
The first review question. Oh, this is a good one.
All right.
I think our kids like this one too. What were Pharaoh's dreams? Pharaoh's dreams, not Joseph's
Yep.
dreams.
Pharaoh's dreams.
Actually,
they're kind
okay,
of
we'll let them think about it for a second. I'll tell you something.
All right.
I remember a few years ago when we did this story, one of the kids who is now in kindergarten going into first grade, but this particular kid was in our 4-year-old room, and their grandpa asked them what they learned, and they said, we learned all about the cows, and the one cow ate the other cows, and that's what they learned. So when you're age 4, I mean, the takeaways are different, but, you know, that's what their grandpa had said. Do you remember this story? Is this
I
familiar
don't.
for you?
I don't.
I remember the story specifically, and they wondered what we were teaching the children.
Well, that kind of was
What
the
are
dreams.
you teaching them? But it was.
It was,
And that's
so-
what the kid took away. There were cows, and, you know, when Joseph had to explain it. So they
That's right.
remember
So
that
there
part.
were 7 fat cows,
Yep.
right, followed by 7 skinny cows, and then the skinny cows ate up all the fat cows. That is a
Which to
weird
a 4-year-old
dream.
is pretty weird.
That's a weird
or
dream.
An adult is pretty weird.
Right, but like we learned before, that was God's way of letting Pharaoh know that, hey, look, you're going to have 7
Yeah.
years of a lot of food and extra stuff. And Joseph was the smart one to say, if we're going to have all that, there's a famine coming too, which is the 7 skinny cows.
Right.
Let's store a bunch of stuff up so we have enough food for everybody when the famine hits. Right? And then he had that
Careful.
other weird one about, this one I don't quite understand, is the grain that comes up, and it's like 7 great things of grain, you know, where it looks all fluffy and has all the stuff on it, and then grain that was all like blah and dead, and then it eats up all the other good grain.
It's kind of like the cow's dream.
Yeah.
Sort of the same. Well, maybe that
I've
was.
just never seen grain eat anything.
I haven't either.
Yeah,
Maybe
no,
that
that's
was him emphasizing. Maybe that was God emphasizing. And when you have all your extra grain, make sure you save it.
Yep.
You know.
Could be.
Could be.
Could be. But
We'll
yeah,
have to ask
weird dreams, man.
Yes, it was. So here's the next one. What? Oh, you kind of answered it. What did the Pharaoh's dreams mean? That's okay.
See, I jumped the gun, Miss
It
Angie.
just was so exciting you had to jump.
I
the gun.
do.
Would you like the next question instead?
Let's do the next question instead.
Joseph was put in charge, and his brothers were forced to come to Egypt to beg for food. What did Joseph do?
Ooh, man.
He said, "No grain for you,"
No grain for you.
just like soup.
That's right.
You knew it. You
I
was
knew
coming.
it. I knew it.
No
Well,
soup for you.
So if you guys were listening, you understand that Joseph's brothers, the same brothers that sold him into slavery and did all that stuff to him, were now starving because of the famine. And if you remember from the story, they had to come back to Egypt and beg for food, in a sense, because they were starving. And guess who held the key to all of that food was
Isn't that interesting?
their brother Joseph. And we also learned that Joseph, instead of saying, "No grain for you,"
Yep.
he said, "Here's all the grain. You probably don't recognize me, but I'm your brother. It's been a while. And I want you and your family to, and the rest of the family to come all and move to Egypt with me because I miss you and I love you." And it was good from then on. Isn't that kind of cool?
There's a lot of mercy there.
Yeah. I think that would be, I think about this part of the story, that imagine this, Joseph is now living, so he went through jail and all that other stuff, but now he's living pretty good.
Yes, he's living very well.
Right.
And he's in
And
charge
his-
of things, got some responsibilities, got some money, he's
And his-
comfortable.
But his family, not so
Right.
much, because of the
Right.
famine, they were kind of wiped out. And so here they were kind of living, boy, day to day, and to all of a sudden not only get the grace and mercy from Joseph, but be invited to live with him.
Yeah, I
and
always
all
thought
of
that
that
was
stuff.
one extra interesting step that he didn't have to do. He could
Yeah.
have just given them food and sent them on
Yep.
their way. Right.
But I think that's what God wants us to do, right? God wants us to be merciful and above and beyond, right? So not just give somebody a little bit, but go above and beyond to let them know God's love. And I think that's exactly what Joseph did. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I think you're right.
Yeah, sorry I stepped on your second question.
That's
Miss
okay.
Nancy.
It kind of just made sense to
Yep.
go into the next.
Just went right through it.
It's okay.
So I think it's a great opportunity to pray to you. Since I stepped on here, you want to pray for us this morning?
Sure.
All right.
I pray for you, Pastor. Okay. Dear Heavenly Father, I just thank you for this opportunity to reach our families and our kids in this way, Lord. And I thank you so very much for the story that you shared with us, as well as the lessons that we've been looking at all month long about how you keep your promises no matter what. And I know, Lord, that sometimes maybe we ask for something and we know that your promises are going to come true, but it's hard to wait. And we wait and we wait. And we think maybe you didn't hear us, or maybe you don't want to hear that prayer, but Lord, we know that none of that is true. You want to hear our prayers. You want to hear each and every one, Lord. And we know that your answers to our prayers come at your perfect timing. So I pray, Lord, for patience and for discernment when we do pray to you. And I just thank you so much for the love and the mercy that you pour out so generously to each and every one of us. We love you, Lord. In your Son's name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Miss Angie.
You're welcome.
So, we've learned a lot this month about God's promises.
We did. Even though we went all the way back to the beginning of Genesis
Yes.
and went through stories that we've heard already, but I like how we said, you never know, you've heard that story, but maybe you heard something new. So I hope that people heard something new this time. that maybe they didn't
I am
last time.
sure they did. So, guess what? We got something new. We got a new theme and a new Bible story for next week.
Yes,
Yep.
next week. Yeah,
And-
new month. Can you believe it?
Woo-wee.
Woo! Summer just went like that.
Oh my gosh, and Labor Day.
Labor Day.
Boom.
Woo.
Right
That's
around the
right.
corner. So
right.
I hope you guys get an opportunity to get outside and have some fun
Yes.
before school starts. But we will see you next Sunday
Mm-hmm.
right here. And now we're starting at 8 o'clock that it goes live.
Yes.
Yes, 8
That's
o'clock
okay.
it goes live. But you know what?
You can watch it whenever you want. Doesn't have to be 8.
Yes, but if you want it to be 8, you can.
You can.
Yes. All right, well, we'll see you next week. Until then.
Ready?
Yep.
Let's move it.
Move your body, everybody.